Hello everyone. Welcome to our lesson today on psychology and human behavior.
Hi, Emma. I'm really excited about this topic. Psychology is fascinating.
Absolutely. It helps us understand why we think and behave the way we do.
Exactly. Plus, there are so many concepts to explore, like cognitive processes.
Yes, cognitive processes are crucial. They shape our thoughts and behaviors.
What about perception? I think it's about how we see the world, right?
Yes, perception involves interpreting sensory information. It influences our actions.
That makes sense. I've heard people mention bias in psychology too.
Yes, biases can affect our decisions. They can be conscious or subconscious.
Oh, the subconscious. That's intriguing. It controls a lot of our behaviors.
Exactly. Subconscious thoughts can drive our motivations without us realizing it.
How would you define motivation in this context?
Motivation is the reason we act or behave in a certain way. It's really powerful.
I see. So, our cognitive processes can influence our motivation?
Definitely. Cognitive processes help us assess our goals and understand our motivations.
That's a lot to think about. How do we start discussing these topics?
Let's have a conversation to explore these concepts together.
Great. I'd love to share my thoughts and hear yours.
Perfect. Let's dive into our first dialogue. So, Jake, how do you think cognitive processes affect our everyday life?
I believe they shape our reactions. For instance, when we make quick decisions.
That's a great point. Quick decisions often stem from our subconscious.
Right. Sometimes we don't even realize why we choose one option over another.
Exactly. And biases can influence those quick choices, too.
How so? Can you give me an example?
Sure. If someone is biased against a certain group, they may unconsciously make decisions that favor other groups.
So, that bias affects their cognitive processes?
Yes. It's all interconnected. Our perceptions can be skewed by our biases.
Interesting. And how does motivation tie into all this?
Well, motivation is often driven by how we perceive our abilities. If we believe we can succeed, we're more motivated.
That totally makes sense. Positive perception can boost motivation.
Exactly. On the other hand, negative perception can lead to a lack of motivation.
So, if someone lacks motivation, it might be due to their negative biases?
Yes, that's possible. It's essential to work on our perception and biases to increase motivation.
How can we change our perception, Emma?
We can challenge our biases and try to see situations from different perspectives.
I think practicing mindfulness could help too.
Absolutely. Mindfulness allows us to be more aware of our subconscious thoughts.
I love that idea. It's like clearing our mind to improve our cognitive focus.
Yes. And it can really enhance our perception of ourselves and our goals.
This conversation is so insightful. I'm learning a lot.
I'm glad to hear that. Let's move on to our next dialogue to deepen our understanding.
Sure, I'm ready to dive deeper.
Great. What do you think drives our subconscious behaviors?
I think past experiences play a significant role. They shape our reactions.
Absolutely. Our past can create biases that influence our current motivations.
Like, if someone faced failure, their bias might lead them to avoid similar situations.
Yes, precisely. That bias could create a fear of failure.
How can they overcome that?
Working on their cognitive processes can help. They need to change their perception of failure.
That sounds challenging, but it's necessary for personal growth.
Exactly. We must confront our biases to improve our motivations.
Speaking of motivations, what motivates you as a teacher?
I'm motivated by seeing my students grow and succeed. It's incredibly fulfilling.
That's wonderful. I feel the same way. Witnessing progress inspires me.
Do you think your subconscious influences that motivation?
Definitely. I often think about my own learning experiences as a student.
Yes, those experiences can create a powerful motivation to help others.
And it's also interesting how our perception of success varies from person to person.
True. Each person has different goals that are shaped by their beliefs and biases.
That totally makes sense. Understanding this can help us support our students better.
Exactly. We can tailor our teaching based on their individual motivations and perceptions.
I really appreciate this discussion. It's enlightening.
I'm glad you feel that way. Now, let's take a moment to explain some key vocabulary. Our first word is cognitive. It relates to mental processes like thinking and understanding. Example: cognitive therapy helps individuals understand their thoughts better. Another example: he used cognitive strategies to solve difficult problems. Cognitive dissonance occurs when our beliefs clash with our actions. Next, we have perception, which is how we interpret what we see and experience. Example: everyone has a different perception of art. Another example: her perception of the situation changed after talking to others. Perception is subjective and can be influenced by our emotions. The third word is bias, which refers to a tendency to favor one side over another. Example: confirmation bias makes us favor information that supports our beliefs. It's important to recognize our biases when making decisions. Bias can lead us to form unfair judgments about others. Next, we have motivation, which is the reason behind our actions. Example: her motivation to excel in school comes from her parents' encouragement. Different factors can influence motivation, including personal goals. Intrinsic motivation drives us to do things for our own satisfaction. Finally, we have subconscious. It refers to thoughts and feelings we aren't fully aware of. Example: subconscious fears can often hold us back from pursuing our dreams. Some behaviors are driven by our subconscious mind during sleep. It's fascinating how much influence the subconscious has on our lives. Now, let's review what we've learned with a few questions. 1. What are cognitive processes, and why are they important?
They're mental processes affecting how we think and act.
Exactly. Next question. 2. How does perception influence motivation?
Our perception of success can either boost or lower our motivation.
Well done. 3. Can biases affect our decision-making?
Yes, biases can lead us to make unfair or poor choices.
Great answer. 4. How can someone change their perception?
They can challenge their biases and see things from other perspectives.
Perfect. Last question. 5. What role does the subconscious play in our behaviors?
The subconscious influences our actions without us always being aware of it.
You've nailed it. Well done, Jake.
Thanks, Emma. This was a really enlightening lesson.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. For our next lesson, we'll explore emotions and how they affect communication.
Sounds exciting. I look forward to it.
Me too. See you in the next lesson, everyone.